Are you thinking about leaving your job to go to another job? Have you had enough of your workplace? You're like, this is not for me, I am not doing it. 3 questions you should ask yourself before leaving. The first one is why? Why are you actually leaving this job? Is it because you don't like your manager? Is it because the work is stressful? Is it because you feel that there's better opportunity out there? So important to ask yourself these questions, because if it's because of the manager, there's a chance that you might find a similar manager at the next workplace you go to. If it's because the job is stressful, are you moving to do the exact same job? In which case, there's a chance that you might find the same stress the next place you go to. Are you moving because you feel like there's an opportunity to earn more money? In which case, you'll be prepared and you will know whether this is the case or not before you leave your job. So important to ask yourself some questions before you leave and make sure that the move can have the best outcome for you. When I left my job, I actually was not planning to go back to work. I've done a video on this because I was planning to go and start my own business. But I eventually went back into employment. And I didn't go back to the same place I was. I went to another place. And what I found was I actually earned so much more money doing the same thing. So that was the benefit of changing jobs. Think about the reasons why you're leaving. Take your time. Get a notebook, get a pen, write down the pros and cons before you make the move. This will help you. If it's because of the work environment or the people at your current employment, think about how would you cope if it's the exact same thing where you're going. It could also be a whole totally new environment, much better, enjoyable, but you have to sort of prepare your mind for whichever way it goes. Number 2 is validate your next step. Is this the right time for you to make a move? In the last 5 years, more than 4 million people have changed jobs. 1 in 4 people change jobs every year in the UK. Is this the right time for you? Have you set aside enough money in case there's a gap between you leaving your job and starting a new job, therefore a gap in your next pay? Have you made sure the company you plan to go into is a solid company and they're not going to close down in a few months? Have you checked to make sure there's a demand for your services in the field that you're going into? Is this a great opportunity for you to start that business that you've been wanting to start for many, many years? Make sure that this is the best right move for you. Number 3, who do I want to become? In the next 3 years, what do you want to be doing? If you know and you're sure of it, align this next step to that. So if you're going into employment in the same field that you've been working in, what is the benefit and how is it going to align with who you want to be in 3 years? If what you want to do or who you want to be in 3 years is totally different to what you're doing now, is this your opportunity to start working in that field now so that in the next 3 years you're much closer to who you want to become? Picture your life-work balance and what you want that to look like. Use this as an opportunity to create a better work-life balance for yourself. If you feel like your current job is taking all your time, make sure you don't go into another job that's going to take all your time. One thing that I really wanted was to not work every single day. And this started for me when my children were young, because I just felt like every day that I'm working, they're in school. I don't have any days to do everything else whilst they're in school. So I stopped working on a Friday many years ago. And I've kept that up until now, even when they're grown, because it gives me time back. And that's important for me. For me, time is more important than anything else. So I prioritized that. I made sure that anything that I do gives me my time. What's important to you? Make sure you can factor that in, because even when I've changed employment, I've kept that Friday off, but it's because there's something important to me. So what's important to you, make sure you align it with this next move, your career move, whether you decide to go into another job or whether you're deciding to go into business, or even if you're deciding to stay at your workplace. Now that you've done the research, you've looked into it, you've thought, you know what, it's not worth me changing. Try and find ways that you can make your time at your current employment work for you, work to your benefit, and give you back what you want out of it, because it's not a one-way street. You can request for things, and obviously if the company offers it, then you can request for it, but you can't just request for things out there. Just whatever you want, we wish. But take that into account if you choose to stay at your current employment. Changing jobs comes with so much uncertainty, emotions. A lot of people don't change their jobs because of fear, and all of these things are legit, they're real, but you're only going to know whether it's working for you or it's for you once you start taking action, once you start doing your research, once you start validating your next move, once you start aligning your move to who you want to be in the next 3 years. When I left my job, as I said before, it was to start a business. At that time, that was my next right move, but that didn't quite go to plan, and I was back in employment. But the great thing is I was able to use the same skills that I had before, but find better employment and get paid more money for the same thing I was doing. So take your time if you're thinking about changing jobs, but also remember the market changes quite quickly. Demand's shifting. AI is doing a lot. So take that in, factor that in to your next plan. If you have any questions, put them below. My name is Agnes Wanja. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you always watch the channel, please make sure you subscribe, because a few people said, I thought I'd subscribe already. You can put a notification bell on and be informed when I post new videos. Share, like, and I'll see you in my next video.